All right, we're back. We're here in Hollywood at the Next Door Lounge at the Oscar Fuel Music / PodBrother Oscar viewing party here in Hollywood. And I have a very lovely, talented guest who's on right now, who's working on several different projects between poetry, between comedy, documentary. She's dialed in, and what more could you ask for than to have someone that cool on your show? Rosie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
You are so cute.
You are. But this is my bad side. Can we switch sides?
You want to switch sides?
Yeah.
We can switch sides.
Okay. My son broke my nose by accident when he was 1. Okay. That's much better. I literally have like a bad nose from one side.
Okay. So we need to switch headphones now.
Okay. Should we start over now? Can we start over, or is that part of the shtick?
No, we can start over. We can keep it part of the shtick.
Whatever you want.
I want to keep it part of the shtick because it's cool. Okay, here, come toward me so you're center. There we go. It's like we're cozy. Wow.
We are. We're vibing.
All right, I'm not even going to start over. That was kind of cool.
That was fun.
Let's just go right. Just continue
You helped
right
a Jewish girl out.
And you helped a brother out.
Good.
We got the Jewish brother Oscar thing going right now.
We got the Jew-fro and the bro-fro. Mine's just flattened out today. Mine can do like this.
Your fro like evaporated.
It's ironed out.
It's ironed out. So the Oscars are just done. They just announced Best Picture. The Shape of Water won.
Amazing.
Yeah. And now...
Did you see that? I didn't even see that one.
I did.
Should I go see it?
You should go see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted Get Out to win.
I did too.
Or Lady Bird. I love Lady Bird.
I didn't see Lady Bird, but I wanted to see it.
I
heard an interview with the girl from
Greta
Ireland.
Gerwig? Oh, Sosha.
Sosha. She's from Ireland. And
Yeah.
her American accent is so good.
So good. So good.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
Like when you become the person, that is amazing.
Yeah, she really embodied. I felt like that was her life. I didn't feel like I was in a movie. That's when
you were like a fly on the wall.
Yeah,
Keep that mic a little bit more.
That's how I know when I love a movie is when I'm so engrossed in it that I'm not looking at my watch or worried if someone's texting. I'm just like absorbed, and that's how I like enjoy it.
So you are involved in some serious projects that are fun, interesting, and cool. So run us down some of the things that you've done, and some of the things that you're doing, and some of the things that you would like to do.
Well, thank you for asking. And I started out, I wanted to be an actress, and my father, who was a famous comedy writer, crushed my dreams.
No!
And he was like, you're going to be a starving waitress, or you're going to end up like Uncle Woody Allen, who's my godfather and his best friend growing up. I think I know someone from high school. And I was like determined. I wasn't determined. I was like overwhelmed. So I became a school teacher. I got a master's of education, but I always wanted to be a writer. So after having kids and deciding my next step, I started writing a memoir, and then my father got sick, and he passed away within 8 weeks, almost 5 years ago. And I decided that I wanted to do a documentary about my father, Mickey Rose's life, because he led a very interesting life, and he was hilarious. And I have like clips, I have old scripts, like the first scripts him and Woody Allen ever wrote.
Wow.
I have like original Johnny Carson bound script with like Betty Davis as the star of the night.
On.
Yeah, so like classic stuff, Odd Couple, like We Sit Outside, Take the Money. I mean, he did do Take the Money Run, but also Taxi, Charlie's Angels, Love Boat, everything in all the classics that were around, All in the Family. So just like the cutting edge stuff at the time. And his films still play today. I just went last year to one of the New Art theaters, and it was 200 seats, and it was sold out. they only let me in because I said who I was, and they were like, oh, we don't want to turn you away. It was already sold out, and I brought my 2 kids. So I want to do this documentary because he came from nothing in Brooklyn in the ghetto, and he pulled himself up, and just through his writing, he was able to create a beautiful life. He fell in love with my mom. They had a 40-year marriage. Woody introduced them on a blind date, and she was the best person in the world. And so when she died, he just wanted to die, but he made 10 more years going on as a grandfather. He was a very devoted grandfather, and he just always shared his love of film and literature. Both my parents did. And even though we had moved to LA, we still had that East Coast vibe. You know, they were still very much New Yorkers. So I feel more at home in New York, actually.
I do too. I do too. You know, when I lived there, when I landed there, I was like, home.
I always write home when I'm landing.
2 seconds, and I was like, this is home.
Home. I feel the same exact way.
And
like how people talk about Israel, that's how I feel about New York.
And it was hard for me to leave New York to come to LA. All my friends were like, Steve, you got to go to LA. Come on, man, you got to do it. You know.
What year did you move to LA?
I moved in 2013.
I wonder if we performed at the same time. When I was just doing bringer shows for stand-up, I was blindsided by a divorce, and I went straight into stand-up naturally. But it was in 2009 to 2011. Were you ever performing in LA at that time?
Oh, yeah. I was. I opened the Laugh Us Hope Comedy Club on the Queen Mary from 2005 through 2008. And then I was at the John Lovitz Podcast Theater.
Wow.
From like 2009 into 2011.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then I was in and out of town working on projects, and as a matter of fact, the John Lovitz Podcast Theater is what started me doing podcasts and live streams. I learned a lot from Kevin Smith.
Can I download your podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin Smith and Adam Carolla and John Lovitz and all those guys
That's amazing.
at the John Lovitz Podcast Theater is what kicked me off into taking my stand-up and evolving it into like a podcast live stream, which I still can do stand-up. Like, I developed an online comedy club called My Laughers Comedy Club.
Really?
And I do my sets in front of the green screen.
I love it.
And then I just put like my own brick wall and logo.
I love it.
You know, kind of just like what you see on that screen.
Do you have guest stars ever?
Yeah. Right now, I'm looking for a venue where I can have a permanent virtual comedy club. Right now, it's
amazing.
a pop-up. Right now, it's just like wherever I want to put my lights.
Well, call me when you need somebody on that, because I miss doing stand-up, and I have so much new material.
I will.
It's like revolting how much material.
I will.
You know how living in LA as a girl,
I do.
You can get. It's like.
I have a lot of rusty material I want to, see still work. I have new stuff I want to try. So you and I, we could just.
We could riff off each other.
Yeah, I can help you with some stuff. You can help me with some stuff. And
definitely. I would love that.
I got my new stand-up buddy.
Comedy's my life.
Comedy is my life, too.
And you're my new friend.
And you are my new lifelong friend. This is called chair dancing at its best. With a very funny, sexy lady.
Thank you.
So how can we find you?
So my poetry book, Lavender Blood, is on Amazon.com. It's under Jennifer Rose, and my daughter Madeline Rose co-wrote it. And on Instagram, I'm at Rosie Pink Polka Dots. That's it.
Rosie Pink Polka Dot. Okay.
And then Facebook, I'm on Jennifer Rose, and the documentary about my dad, his name's Mickey Rose, so I put a lot of hashtags Mickey Rose, but I haven't named it yet. But I've started doing interviews in New York City and Los Angeles with people he wrote with and good friends of his, and just amazing stories because they're comedy stories.
Wow.
That's what's fun, They're
That's
about
awesome.
like his eccentricity and stuff.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Well, any way I can help you with your documentary, with your comedy, this is my whole setup here. So if you want me to help promote you,
I
your
would
stand-up,
love
your
it.
film, your
Oh my
book,
God.
whatever you got going, I'm
This
here to
is
help.
perfect.
Sweet.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So nice to meet you. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
It's the PodBrother here in Hollywood. The Oscars just wrapped up. The Shape of Water won, and we are now going to dance. We're going to jam, and we're going to have some fun right here in Hollywood at the Next Door Lounge. I'm going to get my dance
cool.
groove on and listen to this really cool, groovy band that Brad put together.
Oh, they
So
did?
until next year, you guys, thanks a lot for hanging with us, and we will be
Thank
back.
you.
You can find me, podbrother.com. Thank you for hanging out, PodBrother Nation. And my documentary film, Stick with the PodBrother, is right now.
We're both doing
in
documentaries.
motion.
I
Yes.
forgot. Okay, we
Yeah.
gotta talk.
Yeah, we will talk.
We gotta talk.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Love.
Thank you.